What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Friday MLB edition of my DFS podcast. I am doing a Guru credit code in this video, as I do basically every Friday, so sit tight. I'll give you that code after the first couple of my plays. We have 13 games on the MLB main slate, 3 games in that after-hours slate as well. Then we have that NBA single game slate as well tonight between the Knicks and the Pacers. Some decent spots. Pitching, it doesn't look like you want to spend up on Skubal. I think he's just a little too expensive in Arizona. I mean, his ceiling is always going to be high. I don't think it's really worth it tonight. Couple of teams in decent hitting spots. Let's get after it. Let's have a great Friday here to kick off our weekend. We're due for a big night in MLB, so hopefully these plays help you make a nice lineup for tonight and get in the money. And then obviously you can get over to my website for main slate stuff tonight for NBA and MLB, FD-GURU.com. So for pitcher, I'm going to talk about a few guys. Cole Ragans looks like he's in a good spot tonight at home at 9,600. He's projected the most fantasy points on this slate, just barely over the guy that I'm about to mention. But if he hadn't had a terrible start last start, I would be on him a little bit more. I'm probably still going to get some exposure to Ragans just because he has this matchup at home against the Athletics. He's a big favorite, minus 205 here. So he looks good one way or the other. He's had a lot of great starts this year. That ERA is just a little high at 4.2 because he's had 2 starts this year with 7 earned runs. Outside of that, he's looked really strong. So this is a great bounce back spot for Ragans against the Athletics. I definitely don't mind him. I think I'd rather drop $100 and prefer Nestor Cortes over him. 9,500. Like Ragans, these two pitchers have the best matchups on the slate tonight. They're both at home, and they're both against maybe the worst 2 offenses in the MLB. Cortes against the White Sox looks great. He's a minus 278 favorite, so he has an edge on Ragans here. I do like him. Him and Ragans are projected very similar fantasy points tonight. They look like the 2 best middle to high tier value plays on this slate. He has a great ceiling. He's been up and down this year. So it's a little bit, you would say it's a little bit difficult to trust him, but in this matchup against the White Sox, I'd say more likely than not, he has a solid outing tonight. And at 9,500, I'm willing to spend that money, with this matchup here against the putrid Chicago White Sox. One last pitcher I'll mention if you want to get cheaper. Kyle Harrison looks good too against the Rockies. Another bad offense, pitcher's ballpark at home. 9K, a little pricey, but he looks pretty solid too tonight with this matchup. Another elite pitching matchup. You got Cortes, Ragans, and Kyle Harrison, with the 3 best matchups tonight. I don't mind going cheap at Andrew Heaney at 7,900. I'm not too threatened by this Angels offense without Mike Trout. Heaney is at home. Any guy under 8K who's projected for high 20s in fantasy points is going to look like a good value play. He's been doing well too. 6 earned in the second start of the year. Tough matchup against Houston, but he strung together 5 straight solid starts. So if he can get in the high 20s, even 30 fantasy points, he's going to grade out as one of the best value plays on this slate. 7,900, good price on him. If you want to go cheaper at pitcher, I would look at Andrew Heaney against the Angels. He's a minus 170 favorite at home. For catcher first base, I like Salvador Perez. I like the Royals a lot tonight. Like I was saying with Ragans, big favorites. Minus 205, 8.5 over under. They should be able to put up some runs. Right now they have Kyle Muller as the projected starter for the Athletics. He's more of like a long reliever kind of guy, so it looks like a bullpen day for the Athletics. The Royals could go off. They've had a pretty strong offense to start the year, 26-19 record. a better start than most people would have projected. Salvador Perez, this guy just seems like he's like 40 years old and continues to, bang. 323 average, 8 homers, should be batting clean up in the heart of this lineup. 3,300 looks like a good price on him. A really nice start to the season for Perez. I do like him at this price. A similar price, I was also looking at Vlad Guerrero. I like the Blue Jays a lot tonight too at home against the lefty Tower Alexander, who's bringing a 5.45 ERA into this game. So Vladdy, who started the year off really slow, has brought that average all the way up to 275. As you can see in his game log, he's been getting hot. So I like him as well. Him and Perez look like similar plays at catcher, first base. For shortstop, I like spending up at Bobby Witt, maybe my favorite spend up on the slate. I think Bobby Witt and the Royals do some damage tonight. If you're picking Sal Perez, it's a good idea to, do some stacking with the rest of the Royals. Not much to say about Bobby Witt. He's a guy, one of the best shortstops in the game. He can steal bases. He hits for average. He can hit homers. He's projected the most fantasy points right now on this slate over any other batter. Batting second most likely will have a good chance at getting 5 at-bats. I like spending up my money on Bobby Witt. For the outfield, we're going to get cheap with the Blue Jays. Springer looks good. He hasn't been hitting the ball that great to start the year, but he still has a righty-lefty matchup against Alexander. Like I was saying with Vlad, Blue Jays look good tonight. Minus 170 favorites. 8.5 over-under. I do like George Springer here at 2,700. He's actually been stealing bases too, which is nice to see. He has 4 stolen bases in the last week or so. So good to see that happening. 2,700 is always going to be a cheap price for George Springer. I hope he gets the bat going here tonight. Before that last play, I'll give you my Guru credit code. Go to my website, fd-guru.com. As you can see here, this is where I offer all FanDuel and DraftKings main slate content, NBA, MLB. Go to the shop page. This is where you buy all of your Guru credits. And there's a code. There's a bar for the code to put this in. And it's going to be the date, May 17th, MLB. All caps as always, May 17, MLB. Hit apply coupon and you'll get 10 free credits. Give this video a like, subscribe, and make sure you do put my alerts on. For my last outfield play, I'm going to go to a guy that's burned me over the last few games because I didn't pick him and he was chalk. 2 homers in the last 3 games. Let's go to Josh Lowe at sub 3K, 2,900 on the other side in this game. Chris Bassett, he's been getting hit around a lot lately. 5.06 ERA. Lowe should be batting second for the Rays tonight. Lefty-righty matchup. He'll be popular again tonight in cash games. The 2 games he homered, he was like 60% owned, and I didn't have him. I will be targeting him tonight. Was injured to start the year. Now has a lot of games under his belt, and he is on a 6-game hitting streak with those 2 homers. So I like Lowe to put the bat on the ball tonight against Chris Bassett of the Blue Jays. That'll do it for this video, guys. Again, let's have a great Friday night. You can get my after-hours slate on the Dub Club. All non-main slates I post on the Dub Club. You can sign up with the link below. And let's get after it to start our weekend. Happy Friday, guys. Till next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.